Hello, everyone. Those who are present in this international conference titled as From Tradition IKS to Tomorrow NEP 2020 Multidisciplinary Conference for a Viksit Bharat at 2047. So, my name is Pradipsinh Zala, and I'm going to talk about this title, that is Vocational Education and Lifelong Learning, preparing a skilled workforce for the future. This paper is especially, written by Dr. Bhaskar Pandya and I, Pradipsinh Chala, right? So, if I start with the abstract, so this paper explores the evolving role of vocational education in equipping individual with practical skills and competencies that align with the demands of modern industries, right? So ultimately the focus of this paper is on vocational education, right? So how that kind of vocational education are help to prepare, the future skilled workers. It also examines the significance of lifelong learning as a continuous process that enables individuals to adapt to changing job requirements and pursue career advancement. So again, this paper is also emphasized more on the concept of lifelong learning, right? So that we consider as a continuous process, right? So actually that help us to meet with the job requirements and pursue advanced career, right? By analyzing the by analyzing the intersection of vocational education and lifelong learning, the paper highlights the importance of a flexible and dynamic education system that supports the development of a workforce capable of thriving in a rapidly evolving global economy, right? Okay, then why vocational education is needed, right? If we talk about the current scenario, then this one is the needed aspect nowadays. So let's see for that. First one, that is job ready skills. Vocational education focuses on specific practical skills for immediate application in industries like IT, healthcare, and skilled trades. So that kind of job ready skills are and as an employer, the one can use it, or maybe the demonstrate in an easy way, right? So that allows to get them, that kind of skills, right? Like your practical skills, right? That we ultimately we need to demonstrate that one, right? In our job environment. Hands-on training provides real-world experiences through, apprenticeship and internship. Also, yeah, that we all know, right? Because with the help of this kind of, the treatments or maybe the operations, they came to know about aware about the real world experience, right? So as an intern, right, they get that what actually they need to do in their job environment. Industry demand, third one, there is high demand for skilled workers in areas such as manufacturing and in technological areas, right? For instance, a vocational IT program teaches coding and troubleshooting, which are skilled immediately applicable in the workforce, right? So the person who is focusing more on vocational education, right? So that is totally based on the application aspect, right? So they can apply those kind of knowledge in their real life situation. Then what are the importance of lifelong learning? So because I integrated these two terms over here, that is the vocational education and lifelong learning. So first one, that is constantly evolving skills. With advancement in technology, employees need to regularly update their skills as per the requirement, as when it needed, right? And second one, that is adaptability. Lifelong learning ensures workforce can adapt to new roles and industries over time, obviously, right? And third one, that is career growth. Continuous learning supports career development and advancement. So that only not only focus on the professional one, but the personal aspect is also there, right? So professional as well as the personal growth is there, by focusing on a the lifelong learning aspect, right? One quote that I need to recite over here, that in today's world learning never stops, right? So even we as a teacher, as a learner, we all need to focus on this aspect, right? That the learning, that is the never ended process for us, right? For instance, Worker in IT must continuously learn new programming language as technology evolves, right? Obviously, they need to focus on, the certain aspect that what are the needed one, and they need to learn that one, and that we learn with the help of vocational studies and by implementing the lifelong learning aspect in the character, right? Now, integration for workforce success, combining vocational training and lifelong learning. Okay, so in order to get that kind of success, we need to come, we need to have the combination of vocational training and a lifelong learning aspect. A successful workforce integrates hands-on vocational skills with continuous learning. See, a second one, that is industry partnership. Collaboration between educational institutions and industries ensures that vocational training meets current job market as per the requirement, right? And the third one that is very crucial as I think, right? That is the soft skills. Lifelong learning also develops soft skills like communication, collaboration, teamwork, problem solving abilities, time management, right? These are considered as soft skills, and that also help us to, enhance that kind of soft skills, right? That kind of lifelong learning. For instance, in IT vocational programs, train technical skills, while lifelong learning enhance adaptability and problem solving. So the vocational education that focuses more on the the technical aspect that allows us to increase our technical skills, while the lifelong learning that focuses more on the part of soft skills, right? So we need to think about it. Then, if I conclude my paper, uh, that is the integration of the vocational education and lifelong learning. So the first point is future ready workforce, right? So combining vocational education and lifelong learning prepares individuals for the challenges of tomorrow's workforce, right? Obviously. And second one, that is continuous improvement. The most successful employees are those who continue to learn and they have the sense of adaptability, right? Or maybe we can consider as a flexibility, right, in their work, right? Then third one add is economic growth. A skilled, adaptable workforce drives innovation and productivity. So I can say that this kind of the integration of both the terms, that vocational education and lifelong learning, that allows us to focus on this aspect, right? That is a future ready workforce, continuous improvement, and economic as well as the personal growth is also there. So this is all about my paper, that is titled as Vocational Education and Lifelong Learning, Preparing a Skilled Workforce for the Future, right? So thank you so much for giving me such an opportunity to deliver my, session on this topic, right? Maybe we can consider the session, but this one is actually, helpful for the many people and for me as well, right? So thank you so much. Here I conclude the presentation. I hope that I meet with the expectations of the this kind of limitation and all, right? Thank you so much.
Hello everyone. Myself, Miss Laxmi Rudach. I am a PhD scholar at Karnavati University. Today, I will be presenting my paper titled Mapping Diasporic Identity Through Culinary Practices, Parsi Cuisines, and Cultural Cartographies in Thriti Umrigars If Today Be Sweet. This paper explores the intricate connection between food, identity, and memory, focusing on how Parsi cuisines become a means for navigating diasporic identity in a foreign land. And if today we sweet, Umrigar introduced us to Tahmina, a widow who moves from Mumbai to America after her husband's death. The preparation of traditional Parsi dishes plays a pivotal role in her emotional and cultural journey. Through cooking, she reconnects with her roots, memories of India, and her Parsi heritage, all while adapting to life in the United States. Food becomes a metaphor for her emotional anchor and identity. One of the key theory I draw upon is Homi Bhabha's concept of third space. In the diaspora, cultural identities are not fixed but fluid and hybrid. As Tehmina prepares Parsi dishes like dhansak and rava, she embodies This hybridity maintaining cultural traditions while adapting to a new unfamiliar space. Her cooking allows her to preserve her homeland's essence while integrating into a different cultural environment. Furthermore, the paper emphasized the emotional significance of food in the diasporic experience. Food acts as a bridge between the past and the present, enabling migrants like Tehmina to feel connected to their roots while navigating the complexity of their new lives in abroad. This connection is not just personal but social as well, creating a bond within the diaspora. In conclusion, the study highlights how food is more than sustenance. It is a rich cultural symbol that shapes identity and memory, especially in context of migration. It opens the doors for future research into how food play a role in constructing diasporic identity, particularly in the broader context of globalization and urbanization. By focusing on Parsi cuisines in Umriga's work, we gain a deeper understanding of how the personal and the cultural merge in a diasporic literature, offering a rich insight into the intersection of memory, food, and identity. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Sangeetha Pudiyadath. I am an assistant professor with the English and Foreign Languages University, Hyderabad, India. The paper I am presenting is called Extending Inclusivity, the Need for Redefining Disability in Viksit Bharat 2047 Goals for Indian Education. With the aim of making India a developed nation by 2047, the Government of India launched Viksit Bharat 2047 in 2023. Envisaged as a roadmap to achieve all round development within 100 years of independence, the idea is to focus on aspects that require special attention, including education. India is famously referred to as the land of a billion people. In fact, 1/8 of the world's population live in India. This population density can be challenging. However, if we view it from a different vantage, the fact that 65% of the people of India are below 35 can be a huge asset. However, to utilize this potential fully, we need to ensure that education in India is inclusive. The Salamanca Statement, issued by UNESCO in 1994, encouraged countries to incorporate students with physical disabilities into regular schools. The finalized policy of the NEP 2019 or the National Education Policy incorporates several recommendations of disability organizations and recognizes 2016 Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act RPWD and encourages students with physical disabilities to become part of regular schools. In spite of all efforts undertaken so far, inclusive education in India has been described as exclusive of children with disabilities. Disabled children rarely progress beyond primary school. Sadly, only 9% complete secondary education and a staggering 45% are illiterate. Here also, you will find differences because children with autism and cerebral palsy and gender, that is girls with disabilities, make up a large part of students who are outside the ambit of education, children who are outside the ambit of education. Samagra Shiksha. There has been a concerted effort by the central government to address this issue of inclusive education and ensure that all children receive education. Studies into absenteeism in schools, there are no data for India. It is the data is taken from UK. Show that 9 out of 10 children are absent because of mental issues post-COVID. It is obvious that to realize the Prime Minister's vision of Viksit Bharat 2047, we will have to ensure inclusivity in education, specifically inclusivity of differently abled students. However, it is equally obvious that defining differently abled as being physically different might lead to significant exclusions. The education policy needs to take a step to guarantee that students who are suffering from learning disabilities, ADHD, or who are dyslexic or might be suffering from other mental ailments are also given educational opportunities and the possibility of acquiring gainful employment. This is the need for the hour, and redefining disability in the Viksit Bharat 2047 goals is imperative so that these students are not kept outside the ambit of education. Thank you.
Greetings of the day, everybody. My name is Srividya, PhD scholar in the Department of Human Development, SNDT Women's University. Today, I am going to present a paper on the influence of Indian philosophical concepts on modern preschool curriculum development. The abstract for the current paper. This research paper explores the influence of Indian philosophical concepts such as holistic development, interconnectedness, and values like dharma, duty, ahimsa, non-violence, satya, truth on modern preschool curriculum development. Drawing from ancient texts like Vedas and Upanishad, the study examines how these principles can be integrated into early childhood education to foster more holistic approach to learning. By reviewing the secondary data from various sources, this paper compares the Indian philosophical values with modern educational frameworks such as Montessori, Waldorf, and Reggio Emilia. This study highlights the relevance of principles like Ekatva, oneness, and Swadharma, individual duty, in fostering empathy, cooperation, responsibility, and ethical behavior in young learners. This research also dwells into contemporary educational frameworks such as the National Educational Policy NEP 2020, which advocates for the integration of traditional knowledge system into modern schooling. Current efforts to incorporate these teaching into preschool education both in India and globally are also highlighted. The study concludes with the recommendations for the integration of Indian philosophy into preschool curricula, emphasizing the need for teacher training and holistic assessment frameworks. These insights aim to enhance the equality of early childhood education by fostering cognitive, emotional, social, and spiritual growth in children.
Greetings to one and all. I am Rathod Raghunath at Heartfulness Research Center, University of Mysore, pursuing research under the guidance of Dr. Rajeshwari Hegde. The title of my paper is Yoga as a Sustainable Lifestyle for Social and Ecological Harmony, a Heartfulness Perspective. My paper is organized as Introduction Related Work, Social and Ecological Harmony and Sustainability Concepts, Yogic Lifestyle and Role of Heartfulness in bringing about this, and it is concluded in section 6. Harmony with nature. Despite advancements in science and technology, today's man is straying away from divine inner world, and this is resulting in subsequent degradation of outer world on earth. The malfunctioning of mind, greed, selfishness, non-sensitivity, unjustified desires are the root causes of all this. Adopting means to overcome these causes would be the foremost requirement in restoring balance and saving our planet and humanity. Social, ecological, and environment are the 4 pillars of sustainability which need to be integrated and interconnected. Vedic literature is replete with the shlokas guiding us for environmental protection and conservation. Vedic period man seems to have lived life by according to these ethics of the environment. Yoga for sustainable living and harmony. Seers have said that yoga promotes union of individual consciousness with universal consciousness. The practice helps cultivate the integration, unity of body, mind and soul, encouraging conscious behavior and acts towards fellow human beings, animals, nature and Mother Earth. As we come in tune with our inner self, we start adopting environmentally beneficial and sustainable decisions, optimized use of resources, respect and love for all, and even all these small steps together contribute towards our fight against non-integrated existence. Yogic lifestyle is the disciplined way of life, catering to both material as well as spiritual aspects of existence. Yama, Niyam, Asana, Pranayam, Pratyahar, Dharana, Dhyan and Samadhi. Through this, Rishi Patanjali shows us the way to live life with Vivek, the discerning intelligence. Of heartfulness. Practice of heart-based meditation assisted with yogic transmission has the potential to leave mind clean and crystal clear. Such mind is called Dhyanas Chitta in yogic literature. The meditation brings regulation of mind, calms the heart. Mind and heart, they come in sync with each other, dawning greater wisdom, compassion, love and empathy. As the physical exercise is for body, meditation is for healthy mind. A heartful citizen living with utmost awareness will consume only to satisfy his needs and not the wants. Meditation for healthy mind and healthy body. Heartfulness also fosters or has taken many initiatives like Green Kana Initiative, Forest and many more. And conclude that individual transformation should be at the root of the social and ecological harmony, and it is capable of changing the direction humanity is taking. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Gitanjali Deka. Today I'll be presenting my presentation on a review on use of scrap tire derivative in soil improvement. So waste tire derivatives are pieces of worn out or unused tires. As per ASTM D6270, tire derivatives can be classified as buffing, chips, threads, granulated rubber, tire crumb, tire powder, etc. These are the composition of tire derivatives. I'll be discussing the index effect of tire derivatives on index property, compaction characteristics, shear strength, and hydraulic conductivity. So, the effect of tire derivatives on index property. Various researchers had studied the consistency limit of soil mixed with tire derivative, and they have found that the consistency limit, that is mainly the liquid limit, decreases. However, the plasticity index may increase when more than 10% of tire derivatives are used. Srividya have also found that the plasticity index remain constant. However, in case of core fraction of threaded tire, the plasticity index may decrease. Effect on compaction characteristics. Many researchers have studied the compaction characteristics, and they have found that the MDD of soil and tire derivative mix decreases. However, the OMC may increase a little bit, or it may decrease or may remain constant. Effect on strength. Several researchers have studied the unconfined compressive strength of soil and tire mixes. Researchers like Akbulut et al., Lee et al., Srividya et al., and Srividya et al. Has used tire chips with soil, and they have found that the UCS has increased. Mokhtar et al., on the other hand, have used threaded tire, and their study has also shown, and they have also revealed that the UCS increases with the increase in soil, with the increase in tire derivative. Oskul et al. And Jayapriya et al. They performed direct shear tests by using tire fiber with soil, and their results have revealed that the shear strength of soil and tire fiber increases. Ravicharan et al. Used tire chips, and Akso et al. Has also used tire chips, and both of their results has found that the angle of internal friction increases. The undrained shear strength was studied by Kalkan et al., and they could also see an increase in shear strength. Charbonnier et al. Performed triaxial tests. Their results have revealed that the angle of internal friction increases to some point, but beyond 20%, the angle of internal friction start to decrease. Effect on hydraulic conductivity. Altaba and Arintham found that the permeability decreases on use of tire derivatives. However, Ravicharan et al. Found an increase in permeability. Kalkan et al. At the same time found that no changes in permeability was observed. Tire derivative can be used in various applications such as a light fill material in retaining wall, as a drainage layer, or as a shock absorber, as we know that rubber is a good material in absorbing shock. In this figure, we can see that tire derivatives had been laid down as a backfill material for a cantilever retaining wall in California. The conclusions are as follow. The consistency limit of cohesive soil decreases when tire derivatives are used. The MDD decreases. However, the OMC may increase or remain unchanged. In case of shear strength, tire derivatives contributes to the increase in shear strength. The rough surface of the tire derivatives is the main user for the increase in shear strength. Because of the rough surface, the interlocking between the particles and the particles of soil and the tire fiber is good enough because of the friction developed between them, and because of the good interlock, like the overall strength of the mass increases. These are some of the references that I have used in my study. With this, I would like to conclude. Thank you so much.
Okay, I want to say good afternoon, namaste, or whatever time you are watching this video. My name is J. Samuel Kamanda, or PhD Research Scholar from the Department of Allied Health Sciences at Desh Bhagat University, Mandi, Gobingarh, Punjab State. I will be presenting to you on the topic, the impact of poor sanitation on the malaria incident among the residents of Painsville City, Mysuru County, Republic of Liberia. Malaria continues to be a major health problem in Liberia, especially in the urban communities like Painsville City, Mysuru County, Liberia. This study look at the poor sanitation in the link or with the link to the rise of malaria cases in the community, especially the urban community. We focus our study on the inadequate waste disposal, stagnant water, and also poor drainage system, which create a perfect breeding ground for mosquitoes, which in turn increase the malaria transmission rate. Using the field survey and also interview of the community dwellers and also visit at the health facilities, that is the local clinics, the health centers, and also the hospitals in the community under study, we gathered data which gave us a clear understanding of how environmental factors influence the transmission of malaria cases, especially in the rainy season where the capacity of malaria breeding can increase when the rain is falling because of the accumulation of excess water. The result from our findings show a clear link between the unsanitary environment and also the transmission of malaria cases. So this finding will help us to give education to the community leaders and also the government. So we said finding highlight the great need for a better sanitary infrastructure and also public health education, which will help to reduce the spread of malaria cases. So we believe with our funding, both the government and the local authorities and also community dwellers will take immediate action to address this issue, which is a critical step in fighting malaria cases in the urban setting and also like the other global communities. So we believe that this material, this instrument will help to also add up to the scientific society to help reduce the malaria cases globally, as it is a global and public health challenge globally, and also will help to mitigate this challenge in the community like Painsville City, Mysuru County, Liberia, West Africa. So I want to say thank you for paying attention to this presentation. Bye-bye.
Warm greetings everyone. My name is Shruti Dudhalkar, Research Scholar from the Department of Commerce, R.S. Mudle Dharampet Arts and Commerce College, Nagpur, under Rashtra Sant Tukadoji Maharaj, Nagpur University, Nagpur. For the Multidisciplinary International Online Conference Viksit Bharat at 2047, here I am presenting the crux of my research paper titled Status Symbol or Tech Obsession, Unpacking the Motivations Behind Youth Luxury Electronics Consumption in Nagpur District. The study examines the motivation underpinning youth luxury electronics consumption in Nagpur District, India. It investigates whether these purchases are primarily driven by the desire for social status or a genuine fascination with technology. Using a mixed methods approach involving surveys and in-depth interviews with young consumers in Nagpur, the research explores the interplay of factors like social influence, aspirational lifestyle, brand perception, and self expression in shaping consumption patterns. The study's findings suggest that youth luxury electronics consumption in Nagpur district is driven by a combination of status signaling and tech obsession. While social status plays a role, a genuine interest in technology and its potential to enhance one's life are equally important. This nuanced understanding challenges the simplistic dichotomy often presented in previous research. The research offers insight into the complex motivation of youth consumers with implications for marketers and policymakers in understanding this growing market segment. Marketers can leverage the dual motivation of status signaling and tech obsession to craft effective marketing strategies, highlighting the social prestige associated with luxury electronics while emphasizing innovative features and technological advancements can appeal to a broader range of young consumers. Policymakers can consider the findings in formulating policies related to consumer protection and responsible consumption. Educating young consumers about the potential pitfalls of excessive consumerism and promoting sustainable consumption practices can help mitigate the negative consequences of luxury electronics consumption. This study provides valuable insights into the motivations behind youth luxury electronic consumption in Nagpur district. It challenges the simplistic notion that status signaling is the sole driver and highlights the significant role of tech obsession. The finding contributes to the growing body of literature on youth consumption patterns in India and have implications for marketers and policymakers alike. By understanding the complex interplays of motivations, stakeholders can make informed decisions to navigate this dynamic market segment. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Tania Chandra, a research scholar from Karnavati University. Today I am excited to present my paper titled An Interdisciplinary Exploration of Personality, Integrating Ayurveda, Astrology and Personality Theory in Psychology. So, in this study, I explored how modern psychology, 16 personality factors, and Ayurveda's principle of Triguna and Tridoshas, and the astrological planetary influences all offer unique and complementary insights into human personality. So, the focus of the study is to compare these three systems psychology, Ayurveda, and astrology, understanding and interpreting the personality traits. So, let's start with the psychology 16 personality factors, which measure behavioral traits such as warmth, reasoning, emotional stability, dominance, among others. And the system is grounded in empirical research and modern psychological assessments. Now, in Ayurveda, personality is understood through the balance of three doshas, that is, Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, along with the three gunas, that is, Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. So, these doshas and gunas represent physical, emotional, and spiritual characteristics that determine one's temperament and behavior. In astrology, personality traits are associated with the characteristics of different planets. For example, Sun represents confidence, Mars represents assertiveness and dominance, while the Moon is linked to emotional stability. So the study shows fascinating similarities across these systems. For instance, dominance in psychology 16PF aligns with Pitta dosha in Ayurveda, and it also aligns with Mars in astrology as all three represent assertiveness and leadership. Similarly, emotional stability in psychology corresponds with the Kapha dosha and the influence of the moon, that is emotionality. However, there are also key differences. So, modern psychology views personality traits as fixed and measurable, while in Ayurveda and astrology, we see them as dynamic, influenced by the factors like lifestyles, environment, and cosmic rhythms. So, in conclusion, this research highlights the potential for integrating these systems from a holistic understanding of personality. By combining the empirical strengths of psychology with the dynamic perspectives of Ayurveda and astrology, we can develop more comprehensive approaches to mental health and well being. A big thanks to you all. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Siddharth Sharma. I work for Government of Haryana as an advisor. My core competency is into startup ecosystem and government policies related to startups. So startups and entrepreneurship both I'm working on. As a professional, I am advisor with Chief Minister of Haryana. My research paper is broadly into the entrepreneurship initiatives in fashion industry. So my research paper revolves around the ecosystem involved in fashion and related industries and the scope of growth. And the best part that we outlined in this paper is the government policies promoting the startup ecoculture, startup systems in India. The policies specifically related with fashion industry and fashion startups. So this paper will broadly define what is entrepreneurship and various definitions of entrepreneurship, various challenges in entrepreneurship, and followed by scope of fashion entrepreneurship and the challenges and opportunities in fashion industry. So focused on how Government of India is supporting fashion industry and how this is aligned with the government's vision of Viksit Bharat in 2047. With this paper will provide the entire information on the government policies, different government schemes which Government of India has introduced to encourage the entrepreneurship in fashion. Policies from small shop to a big industrial house. All policies I tried to put it into this research paper. The Government of India is supporting for the entrepreneurship. So overall, my paper will speak on how fashion industry and government is supporting the industry in fashion. Thank you so much.
Greetings of the day, everyone. My name is Girish Kumar Dave and I am presenting on behalf of myself and Dr. Neha Shah. Our paper is titled Social Media as a Tool for Early Depression Detection, a comprehensive review of current methods and future prospects. Social media has become an important platform for monitoring mental health. Our study reviews current methods using machine learning and natural language processing to detect depression early by analyzing user-generated content on platforms like Twitter, Reddit, and Facebook. By integrating multimodal data, text, images, and interactions, these models offer a more comprehensive approaches to understand users' mental health. Despite promising results, challenges like data privacy, ethical concerns, and the need for explainable AI models remain significant. Current models such as LSTM and BERT often lack transparency, which can hinder a trust from both users and healthcare providers. Looking ahead, we emphasize the importance of developing explainable and culturally adaptable AI models that can be applied in real-time healthcare settings. This will help ensure these tools are not only accurate but also ethical and widely applicable. Thank you for your time and I welcome any questions.
Hello everyone, My name is Priyanka Patel. I am working as an assistant professor in CHAROTAR University of Science and Technology, which is located in Changa. I am from Humanities and Social Science Department. The title of my research paper is A Study of Female Characters in Selected Short Stories by R.K. Narayan, Mulkraj Anand and Rabindranath Tagore. This research paper is the representation of women in 5 chosen short stories by each Mulkraj Anand, R.K. Narayan and Rabindranath Tagore. The study attempts to offer insight in how these well-known Indian writers portrayed women in various situations, social, cultural and emotional, by examining the roles, difficulties and strengths of important female characters. These figures offer alternate standards of female agency and resistance in addition to reflecting the social systems of their eras and offering a critique of conventional gender standards. In this paper, I have selected 5 short stories of each author. Rabindranath Tagore's short stories are The Wife's Letter, The Broken Nest, The Postmaster, The Laboratory and Subha. R.K. Narayan's short stories are Selvi, The Painter of Science, The Guide, An Astrologer's Day and The Martyr's Corner. Mulkraj Anand's short stories are The Old Woman and the Cow, The Lost Child, Lullaby, The Barber's Trade Union and The Princess. This study's theoretical framework is feminist literary criticism. Feminist theory ideas are analyzed to examine how the female characters are portrayed and how their lives speak to greater social concerns. If I talk about the comparative analysis of the women in these stories, I covered emotional emancipation for women in Tagore stories, in R.K. Narayan stories, how ladies trapped between history and contemporary, and in Mulkraj Anand stories, women as social change agents and victims. Even though Tagore, Narayan and Anand all discuss the complexity of women's lives, their unique approaches of doing so reflect their respective concern about gender, class and societal change according to the comparative analysis. Whereas Narayan examines the subdued resistance of middle class women caught between tradition and modernity. Tagore concentrates on the intellectual and emotional liberation of upper class women, and Anand highlights the struggles of marginalized women who encounter not only gender oppression but also economic and caste based exploitation. When taken as a whole, these tales provide a true understanding of how women have been portrayed in Indian literature, emphasizing the complex interplay between female autonomy and resistance in various social and cultural situations. Thank you.
A very good afternoon. I am Priyansi Kanakya. I am a research scholar at Karnavati University. So the topic of my paper which I am going to present is Gender Differences in Coping Mechanisms, Findings from Both Clinical and Non-Clinical Research. So my paper explores gender differences in coping mechanisms, especially used by middle-aged men and women between 40 to 70 in both clinical and non-clinical settings. So the Lazarus and Folkman's theory, the coping theory, it emphasizes the vital role of coping strategies in sustaining psychological, physical and social well-being. The review highlights that gender plays a very crucial role in how individuals manage stress, with women generally adopting more solution-focused or more emotional-focused strategies and men leaning towards more problem-solving strategies. These strategies are crucial to understanding broader health outcomes, including mental health disorders such as anxiety and depression. So, my paper reviewed the total 12 papers covering studies conducted in both Western and non-Western countries, including United States, South Korea, and India specifically. While existing research has moreover predominantly focused on clinical populations or individuals with high existing stress, this review has emphasized importance of studying non-clinical population who face their day-to-day mundane stressors. This literature gap is particularly significant in the context of India, where mental health concerns are rising, yet it is understudied in the 40 to 60 years of population. The findings suggest that policymakers and healthcare professionals should take gender sensitive approaches when developing mental health programs or interventions. Tailored coping mechanisms based on individuals' gender and life circumstances. If these trainings are imparted in the school and educational settings, then there are more psychiatrists, psychologists, policymakers of India, and different other seminars that could be conducted to improve and increase their resilience, which can help them cope better during their life challenges. For instance, there could be certain interventions that could encourage emotional expressiveness in men or problem solving in women that could help address common stress related disorders. The implications for the government and policymakers in India are critical. With a growing population, India is facing a lot of mental health challenges, and hence the psychological advent is calling and urging for more community-based mental health programs that are cultural and gender specific. Thus, this paper calls for more research, proactive policy making to address a better Viksit Bharat in coping mechanisms and mental health, ultimately aiming for a more healthier and a resilient population in India.
Hello. Greetings to all the authorities and respected members of the review panel. I am Vrushali Darp, and our paper on the DOT, a catalyst for holistic growth, has been co-authored by me, and the major draft of the paper has been authored by architect Ketki Darp. Today I'll be sharing how our research on DOT design explores their therapeutic effects, bringing modern science with ancient traditions. This research bridges the ancient and the modern, exploring profound therapeutic effects on dot designs. These patterns, which have their roots in cultural rituals and traditions, are now showing profound, remarkable potential in improving mental well-being. By combining the cultural heritage with modern design principles and biological science, we are uncovering new ways to promote health and healing. Dot designs are embedded in many cultural practices, from Aboriginal art in Australia to intricate mandalas in other parts of the world, like in Tibetan Buddhism and India. Dots have carried profound symbolic meanings. They represent the universe, the interconnectedness of life, and spiritual energy. But beyond their cultural significance, our research reveals that dot patterns can have tangible therapeutic effects. We have designed a study to explore how exposure to different dot arrangements impacts individuals, especially those with anxiety, stress, or cognitive overload. By combining the wisdom of tradition with the rigor of science, we can develop tools that benefit the society, helping people lead healthier, calmer lives. And it all traces back to the power of a simple dot. The ordered and predictable nature of dot design, it allows our brains to find rhythm, reducing the need for active problem solving. This has been shown to promote the release of neurotransmitters like serotonin, which contributes to feelings of well-being and happiness. We found that symmetrical and repetitive designs trigger calming effects in the brain, reducing stress hormones, improving focus, and much more. All of this links directly to the mindfulness that traditional cultures intended these designs to invoke. Thank you for watching, and I hope this inspires you to see the deeper connections between art, culture, and science.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Garima Mishra, and I'm from Narayana Business School. My topic for the research is stealth marketing effectiveness at the cognitive stage of consumer acquisition or demographic factors. So basically understanding what is stealth marketing. Stealth marketing is basically the way of marketing a product to the customer without them realizing that they are being marketed to. And the consumer acquisition, if we talk about, I've taken the cognitive stage and studied that how much the people are aware about it. So that is what is the cognitive stage. Now I have taken the age group, which is 18 to 26 and 27 to 36. The total respondents were around 780. Among them, 404 were females and 386 were male. Then I had done a reliability test and the Cronbach alpha value was 0.7, so I could further proceed with my research. The objective of the study was to understand the effect of gender. So I've taken all the demographic factors. The first was gender on the cognitive stage of customer acquisitions. So there's no significant difference. I had applied a sample t-test. The p-value was 0.019. The null hypothesis was rejected, and it was found that female are more the female were found to be more positively perceived for the cognitive stage. Then the next was according to the age. Again, there is no significant difference. The t-test was applied. The p-value was 0.01. Null hypothesis was rejected, and it was found that there is a significant difference. So the respondents between the age group of 28 to 35 are more inclined, and they were more positive. They more positively perceived for the cognitive stage. Then the third was related to income. One-way ANOVA test was applied. The p-value was 0.00. The null hypothesis was rejected, and it was found that the respondents whose income was less than 3 lakh and greater than 3 lakh are found to have a significant variation for the cognitive stage. The last was according to the location. There was no significant difference. That was the hypothesis. One-way ANOVA was applied. The p-value was 0.0, and it was rejected. And it was found that the respondents of Saurashtra region. So I had divided Gujarat. I had done the research on Gujarat, and the area that I had taken into consideration was East, West, Saurashtra, and South. So it was found that the researchers found that the respondents of Saurashtra region are more positive towards the stealth advertising. Last was occupation that was conducted, and was found that the respondents who were from the other category, that means the homemakers and the unemployed, have a positive impact for cognitive stage. So the major findings of my research was that the female between the age of 28 to 35 are positive towards the effect of stealth advertising. Respondents of the Saurashtra region are more positive towards the effect of stealth advertising, and self-employed and the non-employed, or the homemakers, if you say, because I've taken females into consideration, respondents are more positive towards the effect of stealth advertising on consumer satisfaction. Thank you so much.
Hello everyone, my name is Shubhangi Mukhe and I am pursuing my PhD in psychology from Karnavati University, Gandhinagar. My research topic is a correlation study of organizational climate and counterproductive work behavior among private sector employees. The first co-author is Dr. Shaili Mishra. She is an Associate Professor of Psychology in Karnavati University, Gandhinagar. The second co-author is Dr. Nasreen Ansari. She is also an Associate Professor of Psychology in Karnavati University, Gandhinagar. So there are two variables. The first one is the organizational climate, which classifies the basic ambience or vibe in an organization majorly by mutual beliefs, attitudes and actions. It comprises a common mood or feel of the workspace and has a strong effect on employees' perception and communication with their company. Some of the dimensions of organization climate are reward, warmth, support and commitment, structure, risk and conflict and standards. The second variable is counterproductive work behavior. Destructive behavior that hurts people or organizations at work is known as counterproductive work behavior. Customers, patients and members of the public are examples of the outsiders as well as insiders in the organizations. There are main forms of counterproductive work behavior which include abuse, production deviance, theft and withdrawal. The objectives of the study is the first one, to study the effect of organization climate and counterproductive work behavior among private sector employees. The second objective, to study the effect of all the dimensions of organization climate, that is warmth, reward, structure, support and commitment, standards, risk and conflict and counterproductive work behavior among private sector employees. There are two hypotheses. The first one, there will be a significant correlation between organizational climate and counterproductive work behavior among private sector employees. The second hypothesis, there will be a significant correlation among all the dimensions of organizational climate and counterproductive work behavior among private sector employees. The sample of 120 participants has been selected from Uttar Pradesh, Delhi NCR and Gujarat. The research participants fall in the age range of 25 to 55 years. So the tool which has been used, the first one is the Organization Climate Scale. This scale was developed by Gills in 2010 and it is a 5-point scale which is strongly disagree to strongly agree. The second one is a counterproductive work behavior scale. This scale was developed by Spector in 2010. It is also a 5-point scale. The procedure for this, the study utilized a standardized scale for participant convenience and outreach, and the Google form has been circulated via WhatsApp status and other social networking platforms, and also with the assistance from family and friends and members of the faculty. The statistical analysis which has been used and applied for data analysis is Pearson's correlation. According to the result, there has been no significant correlation between organizational climate and counterproductive work behavior among private sector employees. Among the dimensions, there is no significant relationship between reward, warmth, risk and conflict, standards and counterproductive work behavior among private sector employees, but there is a significant correlation between support and commitment, structure and counterproductive work behavior among private sector employees. So the findings highlight that support, commitment and structure are critical dimensions of organization climate that significantly impact counterproductive work behavior. These factors create an environment that reduces ambiguity, aligns employees' goals with organizational objectives and strengthen the overall work climate. And the dimensions such as reward, warmth, risk and conflict and standards do not show a direct relationship with counterproductive work behavior in the analysis. This suggests that while these dimensions are important for overall organization health and employee satisfaction, their impact on counterproductive work behavior might be less directed or mediated by the other factors. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Bhavya Pandit, a research scholar at Karnavati University, and today I will be discussing my research paper titled Trauma, Narrative Medicine and Healing, Literary Analysis of Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine. My paper focuses on the intersection of trauma theory and narrative medicine through a literary analysis of Gail Honeyman's novel Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine. Narrative medicine emphasizes the importance of incorporating patient stories into healthcare practices to provide a more holistic understanding of their emotional and psychological conditions. In this context, I explore how Eleanor's story reflects the principles of narrative medicine and offer insights into trauma and healing. The novel revolves around Eleanor Oliphant, who is a middle-aged woman aged around 30-31, a woman suffering from deep psychological trauma primarily caused by her abusive mother and a tragic event in her childhood. Throughout the novel, Eleanor isolates herself both emotionally and physically, building barriers to protect herself from further harm. This reflects that the core of the trauma theory, which suggests that trauma disrupts an individual's ability to relate to others and process their experiences. Throughout the lens of narrative medicine, Eleanor's journey can be viewed as a healing process facilitated by storytelling as she begins to share her traumatic experiences with others, particularly her therapist Dr. Maria Temple and a colleague named Raymond, who gradually becomes her close friend. She slowly confronts her past. The act of storytelling helps her regain control over her life and start the journey towards emotional recovery. The novel demonstrates that healing is not a linear process but requires empathy, human connection, and courage to confront one's trauma. One of the key findings of my research is how literature, like Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine, can provide significant insights for healthcare practitioners. By engaging with narratives of trauma, doctors and therapists can cultivate empathy and develop a deeper understanding of their patients and their psychological wounds. The novel highlights the therapeutic power of personal narratives, Aligning with narrative medicine's belief that listening to and engaging with patient story is crucial for effective care, especially for the traumatic and the persons who are dealing with illnesses. In conclusion, my paper shows how narrative medicine can enrich healthcare practices by encouraging patient-centered care and fostering deeper emotional connections between healthcare providers and patients. It also emphasizes the role of literature in helping us understand trauma and healing, how they go hand in hand, and how literature helps through storytelling and narration. Through Eleanor's story, we see the transformative power of sharing one's narrative, which can be applied to not only in literature but also in medical settings, offering hope and understanding to trauma survivors. Thank you.
Good morning, distinguished guests and research scholars. Today, I, Vandana Chauhan, a research scholar from United School of Liberal Arts and Mass Communication from Karnavati University, is going to present a research paper that is titled Food Communication in Indian Diaspora, Satiating Taste Buds Across Cultures, which is also co-authored by Dr. Ananya Mehta, Associate Professor in United School of Liberal Arts and Mass Communication, Karnavati University. So as we all know, migration often leads to the formation of diasporic communities, which is the communities that live outside their homeland. In these communities, often food becomes more than a sustenance. Like it plays a role of an identity. It serves as a powerful tool of communication as well. So this paper in general explores the concept of food diaspora and communication and how they're interrelated to each other. Our research explores how food helps individuals within the Indian diaspora preserve their cultural identity while adapting to new environments. Food becomes a bridge connecting people to their homeland while fostering hybrid identities in the host countries. For example, the Indian communities in Kenya has embraced local variations of traditional dishes like thepla, which is of a Gujarati delicacy, while tandoori chicken is explored or loved by the United Kingdom. So the dynamic shows how food practices evolve and integrate into different cultural contexts, helping communities to adapt and preserve their heritage simultaneously. So here our methodology follows as we begin with literary review and cultural analysis by studying works like Jhumpa Lahiri's Namesake, where Ashima is one of the characters of Namesake, who moves from India to UK and how she adapts there. So and another example that I've given is of Anita Desai's Fasting Feasting. So we delve into how food serves as a metaphor for nostalgia, identity and connection. Next we didn't conduct an interview, but I have referred to certain text like research papers where there are surveys done. So I have also reviewed that. These interviews revealed how families adapt their culinary traditions to local resources while still maintaining a strong sense of cultural identity. Finally, we observed digital media and social platforms, like how social platforms like Facebook or Instagram helps us to adapt certain things and helps in sharing certain things. Like if you are good at cooking, they will like people cook different delicacies and show how they are adapting to new culture or new food culture. And this is how communication is done in diaspora, like it is said to be a cross-culture communication. So where Indian food culture thrives through blogs, recipes, exchanges and food photography that I have written here. We examined how food communication through these online spaces transcends geographical boundaries, as I mentioned before. So in conclusion, our research emphasizes that food serves as a crucial link for diasporic communities, helping them to stay connected to these roots while embracing new cultural landscapes. As we move outside of India, we also adapt certain Western foods or delicacies that we still enjoy, like pasta or tacos, and we have also adapted the cross-cultural communication as pasta. So we have invented a dish like desi pasta or masala pasta, and in tacos, so we can say tacos, paneer tacos. Like people in foreign do not eat paneer tacos, but we Indians have adapted and invented this dish. So food acts as both a preserver of tradition and a vehicle for adaptation. As seen in the creative ways Indian immigrants modify recipes using local ingredients that I mentioned. So moreover, Indian cuisine has gained global recognition, fostering cross-cultural communication and appreciation. Through this lens, food not only preserves cultural heritage but also builds bridges between communities worldwide. In the end, Indian food is much more than a culinary experience. It is a testament to the richness of cultural identity, adaptation, and communication. So, this is how my paper delves into communication diaspora and in the context of food, like how food is there to help us to communicate in the global landscape of migration. Thank you so much.
This is a survey paper based on detection of cyberbullying on code mixed language on social media. Cyberbullying means abusing someone online or sending images or sending text messages for embarrassing to someone, that is cyberbullying. So how can we identify whether that message is bullied or not? So for that, we are using natural language processing techniques and machine learning algorithms. So combination of these both techniques, we can easily identify whether the message is bullied or not. Here, code mixed language means combination of two or more languages, that is code mixed language. So nowadays people using code mixed language for sending message on social media. That social media may be Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, Instagram, etc. So here, for finding whatever the message is bullied or not, for that we are particularly use machine learning algorithms. Before that, we are using natural language processing techniques. So here, based on machine learning algorithm, we can easily identify that message is bullied or not. So machine learning algorithms like naive Bayes, support vector machine, logistic regression, random forest, these are the different machine learning algorithms. And what is the performance of that machine learning algorithms? That performance is measured based on accuracy, F1, precision, and recall. So based on performance, we can easily identify which algorithm is based for particular code mixed language. Here I represent the survey from 2016 to 2024. Whatever the papers are published in between these years. So we can easily get idea on which code mixed language what the result we are getting. Thank you.
Good afternoon, my name is Koel Nashkar and my paper title Celebration and Protest in Art, a comparative study of Australia's Korobore and West Bengal's Gambhira as forms of socio-cultural expression. And this paper studies the similarities between art forms to express the respective cultures of Australian Aboriginals and marginalized communities of Indian state West Bengal. The word Korobore is derived from the Dharuk language being spoken by the original inhabitants of Parramatta city in Australia. Korobore is basically a ceremonial gathering that collectively celebrates a spiritual practice of connecting to their ancestors through dream time, and dream time is a mythological statement, and in its initial days Korobore used to perform for this reason to connect to their ancestors, but it evolved with time. Similarly, Gambhira is a Bengali word that signifies Gambhir, and this performing art takes place in Malda districts of West Bengal, and the objective of this study is to analyze the evolution of these two cultures as expression of Aboriginal people's culture and Malda people's culture, and as a form of protest, and also examining how these two traditions have preserved their cultural significance while adapting to contemporary socio-political context. So, thank you.
Good morning. Thank you for being here today. I am Shilpa Khara, a research scholar presenting a study titled The Demonization of Autonomy, Surpankh's Struggle and Psychological Fragmentation in Lanka's Princess, under the guidance of Dr. Shikha Thakur, Assistant Professor, Karnavati University. The paper focuses on character of Surpankha from the novel Lanka's Princess by Kavita Kane. Traditionally portrayed as a demon in the Ramayana, Surpankha's story is reimagined here to explore deeper issues related to societal repression and psychological fragmentation. Kane's portrayal of Surpankha is analyzed using Simone de Beauvoir's feminist theory and Carl Jung's psychological model. In this retelling, Surpankha's character is not simply an antagonist but a victim of patriarchal marginalization. The study shows how her autonomy is systematically stripped away, starting from her family's rejection and culminating in her physical mutilation at the hands of Laxmiben. This rejection of female independence is framed as a reflection of societal fear of women who refuse to conform to traditional roles. Surpankha's transformation into demon is not just a physical change but deeply a psychological one. Drawing on Jung's shadow archetype, the paper suggests that her unexpressed emotion, anger, desire, and need of autonomy becomes destructive when denied by society. Her inability to reconcile this feeling leads to her tragic downfall. Kane's portrayal thus becomes powerful commentary on how patriarchal system punishes women who asserting their autonomy. The story is critique of societal structure that demonize women who challenges gender norms. The use of both the Beauvoir's feminist theory and Jung's psychological deepens our understanding of how forced interaction to marginalization and repressing women's voice. Through this reinterpretation of Surpankha, the novel only questions traditional portrayals of women in mythology, but also forces us to confront the way in which women's autonomy continues to feared and suppressed in society. Thank you.
Good morning. Myself Shreya Bhatt. I am research scholar from Karnavati University. My co-author name is Dr. Lata Kushum Agrawal. Dean in the Karnavati University, and my research topic is an analysis of cardiac elements in AI, artificial intelligence. So the now cardiac element is a very important feature for diagnosis treatment in a cerebral cardiovascular disease such as the coronary arteries, arteriotomy, structural heart disease, and many all. So AI in healthcare nowadays very important, such as artificial intelligence is discussed in this paper. It emphasizes ML and DL, machine learning and deep learning approaches. AI models such as CNN, RNN have been highly promising and autonomously detecting the pattern of cardiac data. They have started to provide more accurate and quicker diagnosis compared to conventional method. The investigation this covers challenging include this quality of data, interpretability of AI models and bias. By using AI, we can highly provide the accuracy and we can pre-processing the data while using the raw data. Application in AI in healthcare. I'm just trying to use machine focusing on the AI. After that, I'm just trying to focus on the machine learning to make a model that can find me accurate details about the sensor and object where to heart attacks patient get heart attacks. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.
Namaskar, myself Dr. Praveen Chandra Gajera, MSc Agri PhD, Associate Professor, BRS College Saradagam. My subject is Building a New India 2047, in which developed, inclusive and sustainable. Achieving developed nation status by 2047 is an ambitious goal that requires a multifaceted approach. This response outlines potential challenges and corresponding steps, but it's crucial to recognize that implementation would necessitate that detailed planning, experts' inputs, and continuous evaluation. Potential challenges and steps to be tackled them, in which first one is infrastructure development, second one education and skill development, third one poverty and inequality, fourth one healthcare, fifth one is corruption and governance, seventh one is environmental sustainability, eighth one demographic dividend, ninth one global integration. And it's important to note that these are broad areas and each would require detailed strategies and implementation plan. Additionally, consistent political will, effective leadership and public participation are essential for achieving the ambitious goal of the developed India by 2047. Role of youth, in which youth as catalyst of change, fostering economic growth, education as a foundation, engagement and participation, social responsibility and civic engagement, leveraging technology and innovation, building a collective future, that in which industry is the main role, that the backbone of the India development. Industries are the engine that derives economic growth, and their role in making India a developed nation by 2047 is paramount. Here's how. First one, job creation and economic growth. Second one, export promotion and foreign action. Third one, technology and innovation. Fourth one, infrastructure development. Fifth one, skill development. Sixth one, tax revenue. In that, key sector for focus, manufacturing, IT and IT hub, renewable energy, pharmaceuticals, agriculture and fruit processing. In which that challenging and opportunity is that while the potential of the India industries is immense, challenging such as infrastructure bottleneck, skill gap and bureaucratic hurdles need to be addressed. Government policy that support is of doing business, skill development and infrastructure investment are crucial. By focusing on these areas and creating a conducive business environment, India can harness the power of its industry to achieve its vision of becoming a developed nation by 2047.
Hello, namaskar, friends. I'm going to present my topic. My topic is significance of diary writing in research, a study. Um, in this study, what we have done is we have focused more on how diary writing help in the development of the research. So according to neuroscience, the writing activates the reticular activity system in the brain, and this has particularly needs to comprehend and ensure that we prioritize, we actually focus at that particular time. So diary writing is an reflective activity in which personal thoughts and experiences are written. So basically in this paper, what we have done is we have written the introduction and then literature review. In literature review, we have discussed about diary writing in qualitative research, where how the diary is helpful in finding out the qualitative research. Moreover, the second part we have discussed about diary writing in psychology, which was used way before to make notes of the incidents and all, and diary writing in the action research, particularly in the education field, where it is used to jot down the anecdotes that are taking place in the class. Theoretical perspectives on diary writing, which we have discussed here, various theories and benefits of writing diary in research and challenges and that a critique and all faces. So what methodology we have used is this study's methodology is performing a theoretical and reflective analysis to look into the value of diary writing in research. Although you can see that study does not contain novel empirical research, because basically we are discussing about the various ways by which the diary writing is done. So we have given the example in actual paper where the diary writing is to be used. What role does diary writing play in writing the research? So basically, the first role it plays is reflexivity and self-awareness. Researchers become self-aware about that, tracking the research journey, where you have completed, how much you have completed, data collection and identity. Qualitative data can be collected by this, enhancing the critical thinking, what mistakes you have done and how you are going to improve, managing the ethical and emotional challenges, and promoting transparency and rigor. So what challenges we face while writing a diary? So that is the time commitment and discipline. Can we devote that much time? Emotional toll and self-reflection. Sometimes we are more emotional and that gives a big toll to the things. So privacy and confidentiality, are we managing with that, and ethical consideration? So what we have discussed in this paper is that diary writing is an important part of the research, and it improves the reflexivity, transparency, and overall study quality. Diaries encourage the researcher to think critically on their ideas, prejudices, and actions, and resulting into better understanding of how personal viewpoints impact study findings. So this method increases the credibility of the study, also makes the research paper more visible, allowing for better documentation of the choices, problems, and progress. So diary writing gives a holistic picture of the research grip and enhances both the process of the result. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to present my paper. Thank you very much. You have a good day.